come associated with opportunity, aspiration, and scale. Marking a quarter of century of Mr. Modi in governance, this book is both a chronicle and a verdict, measuring the distance traveled, the promises kept, and the challenges that remain. It is an essential read for policymakers, scholars, business leaders, and citizens who wish to understand not just the economics of Modi ji, but also the larger story of India's quest for inclusive and sustainable growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And as we can see, we have the very valuable presence of Sameer Kochar, sir, Chairman, SKOCH Group, and also the author of Modinomics. Sir, I request you to kindly come forward and deliver the introductory remarks, sir.
Honorable Murugan ji, Sanjay Jaju ji, I have a very difficult job. The job of a reforms historian is very close to that of a doctor performing an open heart surgery. The body is still alive, the machine outside is pumping and you are operating on the body. So you are writing about things that are still very close to they have happened. Reforms history of India started in 1991 onwards, and to be able to do that and do that truthfully without anybody questioning what you have said takes a great amount of skill and a lot of bravado, if I may say so. None of my works has ever been questioned by any part of the political spectrum, and I have privilege of having friends across all parties, whether it's the UPA bloc, NDA bloc, Trinamool, I mean, you name it, and I have a great amount of affection and regard all across. Unfortunately, it is also the job of a reforms historian to keep rekindling public memory, because public memory is very short. So if you look at the period up to 91 to 2010 in the Indian reform, it was a great period of reform. There was a great story. The country was taking great strides. Unfortunately, what we may have forgotten already was the kind of problem and the kind of issues the country was facing from 2010 to 2013. There was complete policy paralysis. We had these GOMs, empowered group of minister committees, which I describe in my book as grey towers of power with no accountability. Every decision used to go there and get stuck. There was an entire narrative of corruption about India, whether it was the Commonwealth Games, whether it was telecom, whether it was coal. It was very difficult to keep your head up and talk in community of nations, because this whole story about corruption was so rampant. The GDP had petered down, it had become very low. Inflation was high. Interest rates are higher still, starving business out of crucial credit. There was joblessness, and those of you who do not remember, we had this great person called Jairam Ramesh in the Environment Ministry, followed by Jayanti Natarajan. Between the two of them, probably they shaved off 2% of Indian GDP. The ICOR was in a bad shape, incremental capital output ratio. So the country was in a situation of utter hopelessness, and this is when somewhere towards the middle of 2013 rose a beacon of hope from Gujarat, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was not the prime ministerial candidate then. I recall I have met him on several occasions. So this was one occasion when this whole idea of Modinomics was born. This was 17th of August 2013 at Mahatma Mandir in Gujarat. He had hosted a conference on Panchayati Raj and rural development, and this is where he made this big statement about opening the making the Statue of Unity. And I saw the kind of response people gave when he said that, I want something from you. And he said that, you are all farmers, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was a farmer, and what I want from you is one implement. And that iron will be melted, and it will go into making the Statue of Unity. Modi, 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 the whole hall, you know, I mean, I can still feel the reverberation in my heart and in my body of that day. So much of connect he had with the people. This was the time when he was not declared yet as the prime ministerial candidate, but there was a real fear in the opposition that he may be the person becoming the prime minister. So there was a whole narrative being made on Modi ji and what possibly can go wrong with the country if he becomes the prime minister. So one very famous quote that was given those days was by a senior minister in the UPA government who said that the knowledge of Modi ji on economics can fit behind a postage stamp. So this was something that I brought up there, and Modi ji asked me, he said, कोचर जी आप तो सबको जानते हैं, उनको भी जानते हैं, मुझे भी जानते हैं, आपको क्या लगता है मेरी नॉलेज ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स के बारे में? तो मैंने उनको कहा, मोदी जी मेरे हिसाब से तो नॉलेज दोनों की बराबर है, अप्रोच फ़र्क है. वो प्योर इकोनॉमिक्स की बात करते हैं, आप इंक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक्स, इंक्लूसिव गवर्नेंस की बात करते हैं. तो 91 onwards, what has happened in India, while the economic reforms are delivered well, there have been close to zero governance reform. And therefore, the fruits have not reached the last mile. The growth is not inclusive. The growth will only be inclusive when governance reforms along with the economic reform. And he said, then what is to be done? So sitting in front of him, I coined the term Modinomics. And I said, sir, I'm going to write this book about Gujarat model and how you use inclusive economics and inclusive governance in Gujarat to make Gujarat what it is as a shining example of hope that the entire country is looking forward to. It was probably one of the fastest written books. In 17th August, we were discussing this, and on 14th of February 2014, the book was released right here at the India Habitat Center. Modi ji was to come and release the book himself. Unfortunately, there was a political emergency at the last minute. He could not do that, so he requested Mr. Arun Jaitley, who came at an extremely short notice, to come and release this book right here in this hall, which was Modinomics. Ever since I have written that authoritative account, I find that for people who are in the standard prototype or definitions of being economists or statisticians or administrators, very seldom can understand what is Modinomics, because it's not about any ism. It cuts across all these things. It's basically about common sense. And it brings all these things together to give maximum impact. So on 15th August 2014, when Modi ji launched Jan Dhan Yojana, in September 2014, just a month later, I had written a book, Defeating Poverty, Jan Dhan and Beyond, and I had said this one step of Jan Dhan Yojana and the Mudra Yojana and other things that he's talking about is what is going to defeat poverty in India. And I laid down the entire roadmap. It is not as if Mr. Modi had told me what he's going to do. It is just that I do have that depth of understanding of that person's mindset, having studied him for 25 years over various roles. Similarly, in 2016, I came out with a book called Digital India, Developed India, which then panned out to, so the big difference that 2016 relaunch of Digital India made was that before 2016, Digital India was only about e-governance and how to improve government efficiency. In 2016, it became about making India one of the largest digital economies. And the country is now well within, so the UPI revolution happened, the direct benefit transfers happened. So rest is all history. And my book will be available outside. I would pitch that you please buy a copy and read it, because you will have all these details available there. In 2016, Mudra Yojana was launched. In 2017, there were questions about joblessness in India, and that is where we came out with the first report on Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana and its job generative impact, how 5 crore 44 lakh jobs had been generated just over a period of 2 years because of the Mudra Yojana alone. In 2019, I wrote a book, India 2030, when Modi ji had given the vision of 10 trillion economy. Soon COVID hit, so that had to be revised. So I came up with a book called India 2047, High Income with Equity. And we defined inclusive growth, or India 2047, as an India where there is growth, which is job generative, it is spatially dispersed, it is equitable, and it is sustainable. In 2024, elections happened, and as the wont of opposition is, again big question marks on job creation. Now this obsession with formal jobs, which is factories and shops and offices, has to end. I think if we had continued with that obsession under Modi ji's period, by the end of 2014, we were already facing a crisis of livelihoods in India. So the focus of Modi ji's schemes was on livelihoods. At the least 2 time का खाना मिले, एक अच्छी quality life मिले, education मिले, health मिले, clean cooking fuel मिले, घर घर जल पहुँचे. So he had very basic priorities, which was the unfinished agenda since independence, which he is trying to now finish. So in 2024, when the elections, there was this big debate about lack of jobs, and the opposition was creating a lot of noise. I think out came my report, which Modi ji reported, quoted 5 times across media on how so many jobs have been created due to centrally sponsored schemes, as well as Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. And finally, we are today, when he has finished 25 years in public service. And the biggest tribute that I could give to him was to bring together this work. So the fastest book written earlier was Modinomics. Now the fastest book written is Modinomics, Journey of Inclusive Growth. The job was easy for me to finish in 4 months because I had already written 6 books on the subject. And I had studied it across the country. And not only I had studied Modinomics, I had talked to hundreds and hundreds of people across various states of India, documenting how which yojana changed their life. And this book is interspersed with all those anecdotes. So they are real people, real Indians whose lives got changed in this journey of inclusive growth. God's blessings be added to Modi ji's work, and I hope to see a Viksit Bharat along with all of you together by 2047, if not faster. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. देवी सज्जनों, जब हम पुस्तकों की बात करते हैं तो पुस्तकें केवल ज्ञान का स्रोत नहीं है, बल्कि हमारे विचारों की धरोहर भी होती है. आज हमें गर्व है कि माननीय डॉक्टर एल मुरुगन जी, जो वर्तमान में सूचना और प्रसारण और साथ ही संसदीय कार्य राज्य मंत्री के रूप में कार्यरत हैं, हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं. उनकी गरिमामय उपस्थिति से हम सब आह्लादित हैं. हम उनसे निवेदन करेंगे कि आप श्री समीर कोचर, चेयरमैन स्कॉच द्वारा लिखित बहुचर्चित पुस्तक मोडिनोमिक्स का लोकार्पण करें. आई रिक्वेस्ट you, sir, to kindly release the book. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. दिव्य सज्जनों, ये हम सब के लिए गौरव का क्षण है. आइए पुनः करतल ध्वनि से हम इस पूरे वातावरण को गुंजायमान कर दें. थैंक यू सो मच, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन. Ladies and gentlemen, with this I request Shri Sanjay Jaju, Secretary, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, to kindly address the gathering, sir.
Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting and Parliamentary Affairs, Dr. L. Muruganji, the man of the moment, Sameer Kocherji, Gulsharan, Rohan, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed befitting that Modinomics is being released at the time when we're all part of the Seva Pakhwada that's happening in our country. This is the time when all of us in the government and in the civil society get our acts together and take forward the agenda that and realize the vision that our Honorable Prime Minister has laid out, starting from his birth date on the 17th of September. It will go on till the 2nd October. So it's indeed a very auspicious moment that you have chosen to release Modinomics Part 2. I mean, I call it Modinomics Part 2 because Modinomics is almost become like a word synonymous with the economics of the day, the economics that the inclusive economics that Samir was speaking about, associated with the Honorable Prime Minister's vision. And it's indeed a great moment that you're looking at the Honorable Prime Minister, who has, I mean, nowhere in the world, arguably, would somebody have the kind of experience, the blend of experience. I mean, 25 years of the other side of public life, 25 years of public life within the government. So it's almost like 50 years in public service. I don't think anybody in the world would have this level of experience, unstopped and continuous, without any break. 50 years of experience in public life, I think, and absolutely remarkable. And it's good that I heard this for the first time, the word called reforms historian. It's really the an absolutely appropriate word for the kind of documentation Samir has done. And he came with this idea. I mean, it's almost 2 months now, and he had the first draft, and he wanted some information from within the government, and then we started to get the gaps plugged, and it's good that today the book is out, and I'm pretty certain that all of us are going to enjoy it as much as we have enjoyed the Modinomics Part 1. And good thing is this documentation is not just about these 11 years, it's also about the entire 25 years of the journey that our Honorable Prime Minister has had, both as Chief Minister and the Prime Minister of our country. Friends, it's indeed a fact that our country is changing. Nobody can deny that. I had recently been to a village, and that too in a pocket, in an area, in a state which is classified as a impoverished, which is classified as a very poor state. And I was amazed to look at that village, a small village. I mean, you just go around and you realize a complete transformation has happened in the village. You just don't look at anything that still remains unfinished. You don't find any jhuggi, you don't find any hut. You find people living in proper houses. They could be small, big, medium, but the fact is they're living in houses. They have pot water coming. They have good road that brings them from the highway to their village. Within villages you find there are drains, there are village roads. You find a proper school, you find health infrastructure, you find people getting their benefits through the direct benefit transfer. So the entire amount that moves from the bank here in Delhi goes to his bank account via the UPI system and the DBT system without any loss, without any transmission loss. You find villages completely electrified. I mean, absolutely amazing that, there were times when there were like electricity breaks, 8 hours without electricity in a village. You don't even hear of that. Every house has electricity, every house has Ujjwala. You find that you don't find chulas anywhere. I mean, this transformation, and I'm talking about the villages. When you go upward, then you realize you come to the highway, and then suddenly you move to the airport. You look on the other side, you realize there is a railway station coming up. So it's like a complete transformation that's happening across our country. And we might still have, I mean, a lot of people might still say that, look, we are still at $2,000 per capita economy, we're still a very poor country, stuff like that. But, I don't get into all that because, this dollar-rupee conversion is always is a notional conversion. The exchange rate does not really define. If you start looking at the purchasing power parity, then possibly this would be somewhere there in 14,000 category. And then when you look at what are our requirements, I was just with another officer and I was looking at that village and I was saying that, look, in my understanding, the GDP here does not matter. This guy is got everything here. I mean, he doesn't really want to get into that kind of a consumer lifestyle, which people would classify as a rich. I mean, he is happy. He is getting his all the essentials met. He is having a fairly decent time. So don't really compare A to B. There are certain things in our economy which possibly will have no value, but if you start putting value to it, then the GDP will become much bigger. You don't require old age homes for our elders. I mean, they are looked after well in a house. I don't know whether that is counted as a GDP, but factually that is counted as GDP somewhere in the West. So all these calculations make no difference as long as we have inclusive growth, as long as our economic support the last person on the road, last person in the village, last person in the hierarchy. I think our job is done. And it is good that all this documentation is happening, and it's a well-researched work because Samir has this great advantage of researching. I know that for close to 25 years now, I was in Visakhapatnam as municipal commissioner. I've never told this in public, but let me tell you this. I was in Visakhapatnam, and there we started India's first online e-governance model. Nothing of this was there anywhere in the country, in fact arguably in the world. So people still had to go to a bank, collect a slip, do a challan, pay property taxes, birth certificates, go around health offices and collect those copies, etc. And I had the fortune of being one of those who could start that process there, and Visakhapatnam and the project Saukharyam became India's first project where people could pay their bills online. People could come to a center and pay bills online, and later on you would have seen it all became like e-sevas, etc. in the entire state, and then later on in the country. I still remember I suddenly got a call from Delhi, sitting there in Visakhapatnam, and he mentioned that my name is Samir Kochar. I've wanted to talk to you. So I said, okay, tell me what exactly is my requirement. No, I have no requirement. I have heard from somebody and I am wanting to document Saukharyam. And I said, how did you come to know of Saukharyam? I'm in Visakhapatnam somewhere. And so, no, we do this research and we've heard about it. And then later, in few days later, I realized that he had published a report on it. And that kind of became the first report, actually, a third-party account on Saukharyam. So I think this is what is required. There are a lot of people who will still have daggers drawn for anything that we do in the government. They don't understand the kind of effort which goes in to create a lot of positive development that we see all around. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's so easy to, criticize. It's so easy to give a hindsight experience. It's so easy to, nail somebody down, but it requires a lot of courage for people to talk good about good people, talk good about good things, and believe me, that's a huge motivation. We don't understand the value that if somebody has put some efforts in doing a particular activity, and then that efforts get recognized, people in your peer group start talking about it, then your enthusiasm goes manifold. That creates a positive attitude in you, and then eventually you try and create more and more solutions. For every problem you find 100 solutions, not finding 100 problems to every solution. So I mean, to that extent, this entire journey, Samir, that you have taken through SKOCH Foundation and all the other activities that you do, where you have been documenting, you have been awarding, rewarding many of us who have, whose efforts were possibly, which all that would have remained completely undocumented, all that got documented, and believe me, that's a great service, because we are very poor in documentation. We all busy with work, but if we start documenting, we will have millions of case studies which can still straight away go to Harvard's or any other big business schools or anywhere. But we are very poor in documenting, especially in government, because we also, and many of us who document actually are also criticized by many others who actually think that, by documenting, you're trying to, boast about your own work. But believe me, it's nothing to do with boasting. When you document, you allow future generations to learn from the mistakes that you did. You also allow continuity to happen. And believe me, that remained after the soccer M experience. I've been continuously, wherever I am, I've always been documenting and releasing all the fact sheets about the projects that we did, and that really kind of helps the future generations to take the legacy forward. So I'm very happy that you have documented what the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji has achieved, has done in the last 25 years of his public life. It has many chapters which brings out the real development that has happened in our country, and I'm pretty certain all of us are going to lay our hands at this book and buy this book. I think important thing is not get a free copy, buy this book, use it for our research work, use it for any other experience, and if you have any inputs, provide that to Samir so that he comes with Modinomics 3 in quick time as you have done it this time. So once again, my congratulations to the SKOCH Group and Samir. I'm pretty certain this will be a bestseller in few days. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such enlightening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, as our chief guest, we have the valuable presence of Dr. L. Murugan, Minister of State, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. I request you, sir, to kindly address the gathering. Thank you.
Sri Sanjay Jajuji, Secretary, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Sri Samir Kochar, Chairman, SKOCH Group and author of this book. Sri Guru Saran Danjal, Vice Chairman, SKOCH Group. Sri Rohan Kochar, Founder, SKOCH Law Office. Ladies and gentlemen, Namaste to you all. I am very happy to participate in this program to launch our Honorable Prime Minister's book, Modinomics. This is not a book, this is a journey of history, and it is one legend. Continuously 25 years he is occupying the public office. Early first half in Chief Minister of Gujarat, and the second half is an Prime Minister of this big country. So I must congratulate to the organizers and author to release such a kind of book on the occasion of our Honorable Prime Minister's 75th year of the birthday. So the nation is celebrating our Honorable Prime Minister's birthday from 17th to October 2nd. Yes, in Seva Pakwada for the 2 weeks, the people are participating or they are organizing such of blood donation camps and medical camps and various activities. The entire 15 days they're taking place. One side is a party, one side is government, another side volunteers, and another one side for the NGOs. So various kind of works they are all taking, participating. So this our Samir Kocharji is releasing Prime Minister's contribution to the economy. This book is a journey of the legend of our Honorable Prime Minister. So friends, while we talk about the economics, we all everyone thinks that one is for it is in trade or commerce or exchange, or here the economies is inclusive economy. Our Prime Minister's first major concept is inclusive. While he started in 2014 for Jan Dhan account. Early people doesn't know. I am coming from a rural background. People doesn't know, even my father, my mother doesn't know how to go to the bank. After 2014 only, the people come to know to the bank is facilitating, bank is giving accounts, bank is giving free account, and bank through bank the government schemes are coming to the beneficiary. So this revolution is happened in 2014 through the Jan Dhan account. After the Jan Dhan account, you know, the Bima Suraksha Yojana and Suraksha for the accident benefits, and also the girls child for the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, like so many schemes came up for the welfare of the public. One side we are talking about the 2047 is for our Viksit Bharat. If we go to the Viksit Bharat, one side our Honorable Prime Minister is working for the nation's development, for the infrastructure development. Another side, our Honorable Prime Minister is developing the social development. So the Kisan, farmers, youth, Mahila, and as well as the poor. These four category people has to come up there simultaneously. That is the our Prime Minister's concept. For that, Prime Minister's Kisan Samman Nidhi, for the youths, New Bharat, Young Bharat, My India, so the sports facilities, and for the Garibs, Prime Minister's Awas Yojana, Prime Minister Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, Prime Minister's Swachh Bharat Mission, like various schemes are taking place because of the last 12 years, our Prime Minister's initiative in the social sector, 25 crore people are came from to the poverty line to the upper level. So this first time it's happening in the country. Our people are pride, they are all happy. 25 crore people are coming up and from the poverty line. So this is a major achievement in the aspect of economic area. And also recent days we are seeing our country's growth is 7.8%, while after the COVID in the global level all countries they are all going back in the economy, and we are marching forward. Our economy's growth is tremendously, we are growing in this our Prime Minister's continuous steps. Now we are the biggest fourth economic in the world. So these achievements are happening this our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji's era, that and all we are very happy. And apart from this we are seeing our one side infrastructure, tax revolutions, recent days GST, how it is in getting our before 22nd, another 2 days is there, the rates are going to implement. But some of few companies like Anand Mahendra and now ITC, they are all came forward, they reduced the rate, they are not waited for the up to 22nd. They are reduced the rates. Now you see the morning, you take the newspapers, you are seeing the all companies, all corporate companies are producers advertisement that reduced prices are available. So this GST revolution is one side our economies, our people's participation economies, and our the money or whatever the transaction is taking place. And while we talk about the economies, and the same time we are I mentioned about the banks, and the same time the digital transaction. While the discussion was there in Parliament, my Tamil Nadu person only he criticized. The P. Sidambaram was criticized. Already Kocharji mentioned the paralysis of the early government. His mindset, he told the people doesn't know, the people are not educated, the people doesn't know to operate the mobile phones or internet, how they will participate in the digital transaction. I want to tell one example also here in my personal experience. You are all aware that in Tamil Nadu one district is Erode district. Erode district, Satyamangalam. Satyamangalam is the deepest forest area. In that forest area, I visited that village. I want to visit some area. I traveled through that one roadside. Vendor was there. He sold that cucumber. So I purchased because of that time is summer time. Everywhere in the roadside Tamil Nadu they sends this type. I purchased the cucumber and I asked how to pay. He recognized me. Initially he told, no, you don't pay. No, we are all used to pay. How you pay? You tell me that. He told Google Pay. Anna, you give Google Pay. He told his number and I. So you see how it is the digital transaction is reached the common man, layman. That is our Honorable Prime Minister trusted the citizens. So for that result we are getting. And now everywhere in the street vendors, everywhere the digital transaction, the cash transaction is very less. No, you see in this hall, you ask anyone to give 100 rupees, I think no carry money, cash. So this is the status now. The people are transforming and government is trusting the people also trusting the government. So this under our Honorable Prime Minister's dynamic leader, he is taking our nations towards the Viksit Bharat 2047. We are all we are seeing the highways, express highways, modern highways, industrial highways, like corridors, like one side railway is taking a huge infrastructure development, airports, like this one side, and another side the social sector is getting ready to go to the celebrate Viksit Bharat at 2047. While we celebrate 100th year of our independence, we will be our Abdul Kalam, former president, he is also from Tamil Nadu. He told your dream will be fulfilled. That dream is Viksit Bharat. Our country will be the progressive country. So we all work together. We will take our nation as an Viksit Bharat. Thank you very much. Thank you. Once again, I congratulate the organizers to initiate this such program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister Sir, for enlightening us. And with this, I request Dr. Gursharan Dhanjal Sir, Vice Chairman, SKOCH Group, to kindly come with the vote of thanks.
This indeed is a momentous occasion. The experience of Modinomics has been repeated once again. The learning out of this has only been one to my mind, that whatever was captured in Modinomics 1, that was the story of the transformation of Gujarat. And now whatever has been captured in Modinomics 2 as the journey of inclusive growth is something which has scaled, something that was born as part of the Gujarat model has now become the India model. You know what is unique about the book? It is not based on what has already been published. It is purely based on the experience which has been collected, drawn after having visited, spoken, or interacted with the people who have been directly impacted by that. That is the sole reason why this is not a book which carries many references. It carries the references of the work which has been done by Mr. Kochhar himself. And this has been done in first person. Believe me, 700 pages you can't write in first person. That's been a Herculean task. So the experience, the wealth of experience that has been captured over last 25 years has gone along in these 708 pages. When you read, you realize that there is no hardcore economics in it. There is no trigonometry. There is no mathematics. It's purely inclusive growth. The very word Modinomics means something. When you come to define it, no dictionary will define. no person can easily define. As the very first book which was done, which said inclusive growth, inclusive governance. So that's been the hallmark of the Honorable Prime Minister, that whatever he does with keeping in mind the last person in the queue. Many examples have been quoted in the book. There are nuances within that. I just quote one, which is Ujjwala Yojana, which the Honorable Minister talked about, Mr. Jaju also mentioned. It is not killing one bird, two birds with a single stone. It's multiple. Realizing that a woman wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning, trudges to pick up fuel wood, comes home, cooks, and experiences and inhales the smoke. And the house is also full of smoke. Children, everybody in the family does. Clean cooking medium, which is the LPG. So you brought cleanliness in the house. Second, a woman is not have to trudge. So you're saving her time, which is what now she can devote to the family as mother and as the lady of the house. The third is you are preventing deforestation. So you're saving on carbon, you're saving your climate. Fourth is that you are improving on the health quotient of not only the woman of the house, but the entire family, is equal to happiness. That means to say, not falling sick is saving money. And this is not meant for you and me. This is meant for, again, the person in the last person in the queue. So there have been many such instances wherein we have gone beyond, while Mr. Kochhar writing this book, capturing those attributes, those nuances, which tell as to if you really indeed need to bring any kind of change, how do you do that? So the rest I leave up to you as readers. When you pick up the book, you will realize there is a ton of knowledge, that it brings onto the table. So with this, I express my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to the Honorable Minister. His words exude those ideas, and aspirations which go towards fulfillment as a result of the book that it embodies. Our guest of honor, Mr. Sanjay Jaju, thanks to him as well, not only for gracing the occasion, but also bringing the critique, the inputs, his ideas, as well as guidance, while Mr. Kochhar went through the book, burning the midnight oil and producing it in a short span of 4.5 months. Mr. Kochhar, Junior, Rohan, for bringing a perspective to the book, and of course to our distinguished audience and the listeners for extending your support to us, investing not only your time, you have also been participating in our process of evaluation of those projects which have actually delivered the outcomes and scale. One such project was mentioned by Mr. Jaju himself, Socrium, which he said that we discovered, but yes, many such beacons of hope we have discovered in the last 25 years, and we have seen them scale. So congratulations to all of you, and my heartfelt thanks to the gentlemen on the stage once again, and congratulations to Mr. Samir Kochhar, indeed, for bringing this together. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, everyone. I request you to kindly gather in front for a group photograph. Once again, thank you so much, everyone. Our distinguished chief guest and guest of honor and other distinguished people who are right now on the dais. Thank you so much. With this, we conclude this session of. Ladies and gentlemen, we are taking just a quick break so that we can set the stage. Thank you so much. And take the summit forward. Thank you so much.
Good, thank you. If you could join me, that would be wonderful, but I'll be introducing as well. Hanji. Sure. Done. Right. Could I request Mr. Venkata Subramaniam to also join us on stage, please, sir? Mr. Subramaniam? Thank you. Honorable guests, colleagues, and friends, good afternoon. It's a privilege to open this important session on digital assets of India, sovereignty and security. Let me begin with two very simple realities. First, India's digital economy is already large and growing fast. It contributed roughly 11.7% of our national income in 22-23, and it's projected to approach 1/5 of the national income within the next few years. Second, India's online population is enormous, nearly 900 million active internet users and rising, which means that India is not just a large market, we're one of the world's biggest generators of data. So if we start to look at data as a national asset, then data sovereignty is a policy expression that we must understand. At its simplest, it means that the data generated by our citizens, by our infrastructure, and by our economy is subject to Indian legal and security frameworks that we can ensure accountability, privacy, protection for these assets, even in a highly interconnected world. That brings us to the question of national security. Cyber incidents are not hypothetical, they're multidimensional and frequent. Our authorities have reported millions of cybersecurity incidents in the recent years, underscoring a serious threat to our public safety, to commercial continuity, and sovereign decision-making. Cyber posture, therefore, has to be treated as a core aspect of our national security policies. Beyond security, good data management is also an aspect of development policy. Data fuels digital public goods, drives AI and analytics, multiplies productivity across sectors. Niti Aayog's recent work shows that accelerated AI adoption could add hundreds of billions of dollars to India's GDP by 2035. But that upside is only going to be possible on high quality, well-governed digital assets and institutions that steward that responsibility well. While India is a fast-growing digital economy, we still have a lot of catching up to do on the policy and government side. Our legal architecture for personal data, that's the DPDP Act of 23, all of us are familiar with it. It's a major step forward, but implementation and rulemaking have been iterative. At the same time, an independent analysis shows that gaps across state and subnational capacities in how digital governance translates into everyday protections for everyday citizens and businesses still requires a lot of work. We need to close these gaps if the promise of our digital economy is to be realized equitably and inclusively. We hear a lot about AI, cybersecurity, and blockchain, and rightly so, but today we're going to be focusing on a next-gen inflection that will reshape everything else, quantum technology. Quantum computing threatens some of the current cryptographic primitives while promising transformative advances in sensing, communication, materials. International standards bodies have already started publishing post-quantum cryptography standards. And our ministries have also started to publish roadmaps and white papers for prioritizing quantum readiness. Our National Quantum Mission is a multi-year, multi-thousand crore initiative, which is an explicit recognition by the government that quantum is strategically important for us as a nation. But turning funding and strategy into actual robust industrial capacity will require focused work. There are also some trade dimensions that we'll want to acknowledge. Recent trade agreements and negotiations have begun to include digital trade that touches upon cross-border data flows, localization, and digital services. Those provisions obviously offer us an opportunity to expand business growth, but if they're poorly calibrated, they could also constrain a sovereign state's ability to govern data in public interest. As India negotiates with partners, we must be clear about preserving policy flexibility while prioritizing both national interest and innovation. On that note, I look forward to hearing from our expert perspectives today on the panel, and they will drill down into these questions and more, and practical recommendations that we can take away from today's deliberations. So with that, it's my honor to invite Mr. L. Venkata Subramaniam, the Quantum India lead for IBM. Mr. Subramaniam is an experienced leader in AI and quantum computing with a demonstrated history of innovation and product creation. He's a strong researcher who's developed new products, published in top publications, and been recognized as a master inventor. He has led 6 products, 38 patents, 150 papers, and 3,300 citations. So.
Good afternoon. So in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to talk about security, right? You're all lucky you're here because right now there is a big cyber attack happening in the airports in Europe. So right now flights out of London, Brussels, Berlin, all of them are delayed. So if you were traveling to one of these places, you can imagine your plight, right? But that's just one. It's not a life and matter situation, okay? So let's talk about other situations, right? So we just had a war recently. You all know this war we had. How was this war different from the war we had 6 years ago? How is it different? Yes, last time our aircraft had to cross the border. This time, we didn't cross, nothing. From our side, we just fired things. What is the next war going to look like? So these missiles, okay, so ma'am just told you about cyber security, encryption, how quantum is going to break encryption. So I'll give you an example of how quantum breaks encryption. Okay, so today, encryption is based on using what are called prime numbers. What is a prime number? Any number which is only divisible by 1 or by itself. So 5 is a prime number, 4 is not a prime number, because 4 is divisible by 2 also. So you take two large prime numbers and multiply them, and you use that as your key. So today's encryption is based on the fact that if you take two large prime numbers, multiply them, use that as your key, for the best supercomputer to break a 2048-bit key, it will take 8 billion years. Billion with a B. So that's why we take these large prime numbers, multiply them and use them as our keys. Whether it's your password, whether it is that missile which flew from India to Pakistan, that missile encryption, because the ground is sending signals to it. Okay, how does it know where to go and hit? It is being sent signals which are encrypted using these large prime numbers. Now something which takes 8 billion years on your best supercomputer, on a quantum computer, it will take 6 hours. Which means all your encryption gone, finished. Blockchain, your password, your Zoom calls, WhatsApp, everything can be broken. If somebody is listening to outside to the Wi-Fi signals, they can crack it using quantum computers. Okay. Which also means that in the next war, if somebody can break into the code of that missile, instead of it going and hitting, if it has to hit here, the person who can decrypt that could, instead of making it hit there, turn around and go and hit somewhere else. Okay. And that's why 2 days ago, the government of India, Department of Science and Technology, constituted a committee to decide how India is going to secure its digital assets using encryption. And that's the topic here, right? Sovereignty and security. So how do we ensure sovereignty and security? Because today, attacks, like I just said, I started by telling you that there are cyber attacks. You can check the news. Cyber attacks on London, Brussels, Berlin, all these airports, all the aircraft delayed. Well, that's just flight delayed, right? But there are more strategic things. For example, our nuclear power stations. For example, our financial industry, the stock markets. All of these are protected using encryption today. Even the government secrets. You know, whatever, everything is digital now. Very little happens on pen and paper. So all of those digital assets that the country has, whether it is national secrets being discussed by our ministers and like the visitor we had today, or any of these people, that is all encrypted and stored with these keys, which our Defense Research Development Organization, DRDO, and all of these people produce. But there is a change, as I said, which is happening, and that's why 2 days ago the government of India constituted this committee to go and look into how do we secure the future. In the next war, our missiles should not be broken into. Somebody should not take control of the missile which we fired from somewhere in Rajasthan, and instead of going and hitting the target, comes back to hit a target inside India, right? So these are very, very deep questions, and I think today's session, we're not going very deep into any of these topics, but just to say that there is a very present and important question in front of us as a country, because technology has made everything digital. Your UPI, today, you know, we see these ads saying don't fall for digital arrest, don't, you know, let your share your OTP, various things, but that is already happening. Why are these ads coming? Because a lot of our citizens are getting fooled by these things, and that is only going to increase. Okay, it's only going to increase, it's not going to decrease. And we have to now take those steps which secure our national assets, which ensure that we are able to protect what is ours. And during wars, yes, we will not cross the border next time, but at the same time, whatever we fire has to remain under our full control. Okay, that's what is very important. And so I just wanted to bring up these points to you. I don't know, do we have questions or no? Okay. Any questions? Otherwise, yeah, thank you. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Subramaniam. Now it's my pleasure to invite Mr. Sharad Sharma, co-founder of the iSpirit Foundation. He has 3 decades of experience in the internet, enterprise software, and digital infrastructure markets, and is a prominent voice in India's technology ecosystem. He's a passionate evangelist of the software product ecosystem in India. He's also served on RBI's UK Sinha MSME Committee and the National Digital Payments Committee. So,
thank you so much. First of all, I was very happy to see Venkata because I'm in my Bangalore clothes. Now I can say I'm in more my tech clothes. We are certainly more, we are underdressed compared to many of you. I want to talk about the sovereign part, and I think Samir requested me to cover that as briefly as possible. I want to tell you about, in a way, about not his current book, but his future book. I don't know what he'll call it, but let's assume for a moment he calls it Modinomics 3.0. What would that be about? I think it'll be a significant departure from what is happening today. We are in the midst of a non-linear change, and things are, as a country, will have to change very significantly. And if they don't, we'll be relegated to the sidelines in geopolitics. We won't be able to grow as an economy. So what are these changes that are upon us? And I wanted to share that with you. Now, indication, and I'll talk about 10 new buzzwords that you can keep in mind, and then a few years from now, you can tell me whether these 10 buzzwords, which are not important today, become important in the future. And if they do, then you can remember me. Otherwise, you can forget me as we go forward. So the first is that there is going to be less emphasis on the size of the economy. We will have to talk about structure of the economy. Why is this important? I'll take you back to 2008. G20 was created in the aftermath of the big recession that took place, the Great Recession. And there was one person who was involved in selecting the countries for G20. His name is Larry Summers. He describes this in his book and in many talks. He's down to the last country and last slot and 2 countries. And he asks himself, which one can I keep? So he frames the question and says, which of these 2 countries supply technology that the rest of the world cares for? So he asks about the first country. He says, big economy, but gosh, all that they give to the rest of the world is olive oil. Doesn't matter. Second country, he says, hey, nuclear submarines, commercial planes, nuclear plants, and so on and so forth. And these 2 countries are Spain and France. They're roughly the same size in economic power, but one is in G20, the other is not. And today, if I ask you a question, who will Trump treat better, Canada or Korea? What do you think? How many of you think it is Canada? Or how many of you think it's Korea? It's Korea. Because in his mind, what does Canada offer? Lumber, labor for auto parts. He doesn't need any of that. What does Korea offer? Technology. So we as a country will be treated based on our ability to produce technology that the rest of the world needs. If they already have it, they don't care for it. But distinctive technology that the rest of the world need. So I hope as technologists, two technologists on this stage, you will forgive us for our dress. You know, I think we need that to make the new India happen. Second is that why is this important? Because we are about to hit a roadblock. And I know this is a very unpopular thing to say in Delhi. Delhi likes positive messages, and this is not a positive message. Back 25 years ago, there was this concept that was introduced by Indermeet Singh Gill, who is currently the chief economist of World Bank, called the middle income trap. And you can actually see this playing out with Thailand as we speak. And you know, how many of you have been to Vietnam for a holiday? See, I see some hands going up. Vietnam is gaining market share for everything because people say, why not get it done in Vietnam, where the PPP per capita income is 11,000 versus Thailand, where PPP per capita income is 18,000. If I'm going to get the same results, why not go to a cheaper place? Right? So we know this is a phenomena that has taken place in Latin America for what are called as LATAM 8, 25 years ago. And none of those 8 countries were able to break through the middle income trap. India is going to hit this middle income trap in 5 to 7 years. Because this used to happen at roughly about $10,000 per capita, not PPP, but nominal per capita. But now is going to happen much sooner because of robotics and AI. AI makes it, you know, you hit the gap much sooner. Now, this is related to the first point, because to get to that point, to middle income trap, you should be the job shop of the world. You say, hey, don't manufacture auto parts in your own country, I'll do them for you better, right? And I am a BPO, I'll give you labor arbitrage when it comes to IT services. You are essentially a knocker of the world. And what Trump and others have done is said, if you are a knocker, you can't sit on the same table as me. आप अपनी अलग table पे जाके बैठिए. Right? This is what we told Pakistan since 2014. We never let them sit on our table. This is what China is doing to us now. Because we are not in the same league. We don't have a path to be able to cross the job shop mindset that we have. And as we look back, one of the biggest handicaps that we have in our country is that we started thinking that if we are the job shop of the world, if we are the back office of the world, somehow we'll become a prosperous country. Many of us knew that is never going to be the case, but many of you thought that would be the case. Unfortunately, this was the prevailing wisdom in Delhi and continues to be the prevailing wisdom in Delhi. So we'll have to give this up as we go forward. We will have to find a way to overcome the middle income trap. Otherwise, we will not be a viable economy as we go forward. So this means that we have to focus on things that people want from us, not job shop, products, not services. And the products ecosystem is a very, very different ecosystem than anything else. Let me ask you a question. How many of you know about Foxconn? Right? How many of you know about TSMC? One is roughly 12 times bigger than the other by revenue. Which one is bigger? By revenue. Guess? Foxconn. The other is bigger by profits. Which one is bigger by profits? TSMC. By market cap also. Who do you think the West is, which company motivates the West to say, we will save you, Taiwan, from becoming part of China? Foxconn? No, they don't care a shit about Foxconn. It's about TSMC. Right? Now, we know how to build Foxconn type companies in India. We can build hospitals, Indigo Airlines, Jio and Airtel as mobile operators, good banks. These are all services players. And I'm glad we are able to do that because that's one place where we can employ people. There's no harm about this. We should not be ashamed of being able to do that. But being able to do that doesn't account for very much in modern economy. What accounts for is our ability to build viable product companies. And building viable product companies and the ecosystem that supports it is fundamentally different from building viable services companies. And this is something that we will have to internalize here. Again, in the policy making capital of the country, we will have to internalize this change in a very, very big way. Now, is this possible? Of course it is possible. You know, today, let me ask you another trick question. We are 3% of global trade. We are 7 to 8% of global economy on nominal basis. We are 17 to 18% of global population. What is our proportion of global digital transactions? Are they more than 17% or less than 17%? How many of you think it's more than 17%? All right, so many people believe. So is it 34% or is it 51%? 51%. Why is this the case? Why does an economy contribute to more than half of the global digital transactions of the world, despite being only 17% of the population, 7% of the economy, and 3% of global trade? Because the architecture of our digital system is completely different. It's called India Stack. And what it does is that it creates building blocks for flow of people, flow of money, and flow of information. A reference to DPDP Act was made, which is part of flow of information. But these are all techno-legal implementations. DPDP Act is important, and don't misunderstand me. But more important is the tech counterpart of it, which most of you may not even have heard, called DEPA, Data Empowerment and Protection Architecture. In India, the magic happens when DEPA and DPDP work together. It's called techno-legal regulation, right? And so the fact of the matter is that the ecosystem, in the battle of ecosystems that we are engaged in when we want to build product companies, if you want a successful quantum company out of India, which is going to be relevant in the world, then we have to create an ecosystem. The battle is not of one company versus the other. It is a battle of an ecosystem versus the other. How many of you have an iPhone here? And I can bet all of you at one day had a Nokia phone. And Nokia was defeated not because it was a poorer phone, it was defeated because the ecosystem of iPhone was superior to the ecosystem of Nokia. And so we have to learn how to build something called ecosystems. They are called triple helix ecosystems. Because in this triple helix ecosystem, the most important part of the helix is called research. Researchers like Venkata, who has how many citations, how many papers, how many patents, right? And it is the researchers coming together with market players and policymakers acting in concert. We are starting to do this, right? On the back of some of the India Stack success, what we've had success in telecom, we are beginning to get our playbook right in this fashion. But this is a very, very different animal from the animal that we've had so far. So one of the buzzwords, I don't know how many buzzwords I've already mentioned, probably 4 or 5, but one of them is that you must have a triple helix kind of a model. Battle of ecosystems is what we need. Can we do this? It will be difficult. Very, very difficult. Can we do this without a humbling? That's the real challenge before us. Because if we are humble like we were in 91, 92, of course we will be woken up and to do this. There's little or no doubt, we'll get a punch in the stomach and we'll be forced to adopt this. The question is, can we do this without a punch in our stomach? And that is hard. Why is it hard? Because I think it requires Delhi, Bangalore, and Mumbai to come together. Bangalore for research, Delhi for policy making, and Mumbai for its market activity. We have to have all the three coming together. Today, Bangalore is ready, in my opinion, and I can be critical of Delhi because I grew up in Delhi. My father was in the civil service, so I can afford to criticize Delhi because it's my old city, not my new city. But I think Bangalore is ready. Is Delhi ready? No, not at all. Is Mumbai ready? What do you think? How many of you think Mumbai is ready? Market is ready? No. Last financial year, for the first time, we had 5 companies which had over $10 billion of profits. Now this is significant. General Electric, whose engines, populate the planes that are getting delayed in Europe because of the cybersecurity attack, had only $7.8 billion profits. So $10 billion profit is no mean achievement. So this is Adani, Ambani, Tata's, ICICI Bank, not ICI, HDFC Bank and SBI. 2 banks, 3 companies. Their combined spend on R&D, 0.1%. And you can humor me. You can go to Fortune 500, organize the list by profitability, look at only companies above $10 billion profit, and then remove these 5, and then reorder it by spend on R&D, remove these 5 companies. The next company that you will see has in R&D investment of 2.1%. There's not even average. This is the next number. So if you have to be viable, our big players have to learn to not double their investment in R&D, increase their investment by 21 times. It requires a mindset shift, which is as big as the mindset shift that you need here in Delhi. Right? So will that happen without a sock in the stomach? If there's sock in the stomach, I can assure you this will happen. But will this happen without sock in the stomach? That depends on you. That depends on these conversations that you're having. Because if you can't galvanize this kind of a change because of these conversations, what's the point of having these conversations? Right? So that's the other stuff that you need. Then, of course, we are living this as we speak, that even if we get our act together, in fact, everything that we have done, whether it's space, it is nuclear, it's the green revolution, more recently it's India Stack, what's happened on the telecom side, even the metro rail, all of these have been done by technocrats, not bureaucrats. How many of you in the room who are bureaucrats? You have to learn to work under technocrats. Because all these changes are moonshot changes. There is nowhere in the world a moonshot, a Manhattan project happens inside bureaucracy. It can't, because you've been trained to provide stability. That's your job. It's not your job to do moonshots. Nowhere in the world does it happen like that. Atlantic had a very wonderful article. They said China will win over the US because China populates its projects with technocrats. And the US populates it with techno-legal people, legal and technology people coming together. And internet was flooded because in India we populate them with bureaucrats. It's not just possible at all. One day they won't let me come to Delhi, because I make it a point to mention this all the time. It's just not possible. Luckily, our quantum effort is run by a technocrat, Ajay Chaudhary. Our AI effort is run by a bureaucrat. And Abhishek is one of my favorite bureaucrats. 10 out of 10 if I was to give him. Right? But I'll tell you what the difference is. When something has to be done, let's say it costs 30 crores to do it, and Ajay Chaudhary says we are going to spend 30 crores, and everybody around him says, sir, ये allowed ही नहीं है, 3 crores से ज़्यादा कर नहीं सकते. What do you think his reaction is? He says, no, we're going to find a way to make it happen. If you're a bureaucrat, what do you say? अच्छा, क्या करें? Because you are a system complier. You say, चलो उसको 2 बारी 3 + 3 crore कर देंगे. That's the best innovation that you can bring to the table. Now, that's not because you're a bad person, you're not intelligent, but that's the training that has been given to them. And we need a stabilizing force in our society. Otherwise, India would not have existed the way it exists today. I think our bureaucracy kept the country together because it did act as a steel frame in the early years. But we have to know what power to use where for the change that has to happen. And this is a very, very difficult change. that we will have to do. I hope our politicians support it, our bureaucrats support it, and then it happens. And much of this, in any case, is not top-down, is bottoms-up. India stack is not top-down. I can tell you because India stack came from my spirit. It's not top-down. It's volunteers that do it. It's bottoms-up. And so we have to learn to respect that. We have to learn to engage with that. We have to learn to create an ecosystem that fosters that bottoms-up activity for this to happen. And last, and not the least, the good news is that for 3 years, we've been talking about saying, hey, we should be really worried. We should be worried that we can either become the tech colony of the US or a trade colony of China. Right? In this month, this is the second time I have to spend the whole week here. 2 weeks ago, I came for a day, I had to spend the whole week. This time I came on Tuesday and I'm going back today on Saturday, a whole week. Because now the elites are saying, Sharad, you are wrong. This is not A or B. हमें तो worry करना चाहिए A and B हो जाएगा. You agree with me? This is a scary, scary time. And this is the reality that we have to face. And I'll conclude with this, that as we look at this, just the way, and these concepts are nuanced concepts. We talk about DPI. DPI is not open source. All open source is not DPI. All DPI is not open source. All government tech is not DPI. All DPI is not government tech. They're related concepts. So the path, economic path that we have to follow is not the Swadeshi path, old Swadeshi path. Because we can't bring all of the value chain in India. We can only bring the strategic part of the value chain in India. Second, it can't be the GCC part. We can't say we will have sovereignty because every foreign company brings their value chain to India and has a GCC center doing it here. Don't mind my saying that, but that we can't do quantum here with only IBMs. We need local players to be able to do that. We have to steal the Venkatas from here and turn them into entrepreneurs and into working for Indian companies. That's what we have to do, and it's happening. His colleague is, a friend of mine, Krishna Pelam, who is running one of our prominent startups, quantum startups in the country. So we have to do that. So we have to give up on this over-reliance on GCCs. We have to give up this over-reliance on Swarajya. And we have to give a name to this new path that we have, new playbook that we need as we go forward. And I hope we are able to do that without a punch in our stomach. And I'm cautiously optimistic that we can. Why? Because we have good leadership, as has been pointed out. And that's the reason Samir has written this book. Because embodied in him is in Modi ji, I think his biggest contribution, lasting contribution for India would be he has closed the aspiration deficit that we've carried for so many years. He has given all of us the permission to dream big, to say, let's be a developed country by 2047. And the moment we give ourselves, we are a civilizational state, and the moment we give ourselves the permission to dream big, many forces of change unwind. And we have to allow this change to happen. We have to embrace a new path. We have to unlearn our old ways of doing things, especially Delhi's ways of doing things. Siloed culture, bureaucratic culture, emphasis on air game over the ground game. These are all things that we have to unlearn. And if we do, then there is a chance that we would be able to get to where we want to be without a punch in our stomach. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sharma. Thank you, Mr. Subramaniam. We've got some interesting takeaways today. if I could just sum it up, I think what we're looking at is establishing a tech stronghold of sorts, which is both internal facing and external, where we look to protect our assets, our infrastructure, our economy, while also contributing more meaningfully and more robustly to external international markets. The comment on what Mr. Sharatji called the battle of ecosystems, how do we stay ahead of the curve there, while also being able to protect what is ours, to quote Mr. Subramaniam. Sharatji said that we here in Delhi like to put a positive spin on anything, and now I feel put on the spot because I had a lovely little closure tied up there, and I don't know if I can go ahead with that, but I do want to say that our government's initiatives in like the National Quantum Mission and our growing private sector and research ecosystems do show that we have the ambition, what you call the aspiration gap. We do have the ambition, we do have the raw ingredients to be able to build that ecosystem. And maybe what we need now is a little bit of more robust coherence across ministries, across industry, across our universities, where we nurture that talent, we capture it early, and we put it to use in the right direction so that, you know, we are able to preserve what we've already, the momentum we've already established, persevere and progress, and move towards an inclusive India 2047. With that, I'll close. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
I request everyone to kindly gather in front for a group photograph, please. Dr. Brinda Banerjee, thank you so much for taking this session forward so wonderfully. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience and for your such a valuable presence here. बहुत थोड़ा सा समय हम यहाँ पे मंच को व्यवस्थित करने मिलेंगे और अग्रसर होंगे हमारे बहुप्रतिष्ठित स्कॉच अवार्ड्स के अगले चरण की ओर. I request Sameer sir, who is already present here, the chairman Scotch, and Mr. Rohan Kochar also, we would like to join. I would like him to join. I request Rohan Kochar sir, if he is here, to kindly join. और इसी के साथ हमारे स्कॉच अवार्ड्स के इस चरण की अब हम घोषणा करते हैं. सबसे पहले सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान किया जा रहा है डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी एंड कम्युनिकेशंस गवर्नमेंट ऑफ राजस्थान को उनके प्रोजेक्ट ऑनलाइन टिकट बुकिंग एंड मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम के लिए. आइए तालियों के साथ थोड़ी सी ऊर्जा का संचार करें हम इस पूरे वातावरण में, और ये तालियां बजती रहें तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. मिस्टर हिम्मत Malkir, additional director, and other our officers are here to receive this award. और इसी के साथ हम अगले सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड की तरफ अग्रसर हो रहे हैं, जो दिया जा रहा है पंचायत एंड रूरल डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट वेस्ट बंगाल को उनके प्रोजेक्ट कंट्रोल ऑफ वेक्टर बॉर्न डिजीज़ इन रूरल एरिया प्रोग्राम. आई रिक्वेस्ट मिस्टर पाल अरुणवा, सीनियर डेप्यूटी सेक्रेटरी, हु इज़ प्रेजेंट हियर टू रिसीव दिस अवार्ड. आई रिक्वेस्ट यू सर टू काइंडली बी ऑन द डेज. देवियों सज्जनों, ये हमारा सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड है, प्रदान किया जा रहा है पंचायत एंड रूरल डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट वेस्ट बंगाल को फॉर कंट्रोल ऑफ वेक्टर बोर्न डिजीज़ इन रूरल एरिया प्रोग्राम. हमारा अगला सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ मेडिकल एंड रूरल हेल्थ सर्विसेज चेन्नई तमिलनाडु फॉर चेंजिंग paradigm of government hospitals with NQAS certification. Dr. Ashok Vembu, State Nodal Officer, Quality, is here to receive the award. Sir, we welcome you. देवियों सज्जनों, ये सभी हमारे बहुप्रतिष्ठित स्कॉच अवार्ड्स हैं। आप सबसे निवेदन करेंगे थोड़ी सी ऊर्जा आप इस पूरे वातावरण में बनाए रखें। अगले सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड की हम घोषणा करते हैं। दिया जा रहा है नगर पालिका परिषद जोशी मठ को उनके प्रोजेक्ट वेस्ट टू वेल्थ के लिए। निवेदन करेंगे मिस्टर हयात सिंह रौतेला, एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफिसर से, कि वो मंच पर आएँ और इस अवार्ड को आप प्राप्त करें। यह हमारा सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड है नगर पालिका परिषद जोशी मठ के उनके अतुल्य योगदान प्रोजेक्ट के रूप में वेस्ट टू वेल्थ के लिए। हमारा अगला सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड इस समय प्रदान किया जा रहा है पंचायत एंड रूरल डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ वेस्ट बंगाल को उनके प्रोजेक्ट वुमेन पार्टिसिपेशन इन रूरल सैनिटेशन। मिस्टर पाल अरुणवा, सीनियर डेप्यूटी सेक्रेटरी, is here. Request you, sir, to kindly be on the dais once again and receive this award for your organization, Panchayats and Rural Development Department, Government of West Bengal, for the project Women Participation in Rural Sanitation. और इसी के साथ विशाखापट्टनम सिटी पुलिस को उनके प्रोजेक्ट रोड ट्रैफिक एक्सीडेंट विक्टिम असिस्टेंस के लिए सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान किया जा रहा है। मिस्टर भवानी प्रसाद कुमिली, इंस्पेक्टर ऑफ पुलिस, इज हेयर टू रिसीव दिस अवार्ड। जय हिंद सर एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर बीइंग हियर विद अस। विशाखापट्टनम सिटी पुलिस को ये अवार्ड प्रदान किया जा रहा है रोड ट्रैफिक एक्सीडेंट विक्टिम असिस्टेंट प्रोजेक्ट के लिए। अगला सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड इरिगेशन डिपार्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ असम को प्रदान किया जाता है उनके प्रोजेक्ट मोबाइल लिफ्ट इरिगेशन स्कीम के लिए। ये हमारा सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड है। मिस्टर अकीकुल अमान, असिस्टेंट एग्जीक्यूटिव इंजीनियर, इज हेयर टू रिसीव दिस अवार्ड। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, लेट्स पुट आवर हैंड्स टुगेदर। दिस इज फॉर इरिगेशन डिपार्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ असम। और अब हमारा गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान किया जा रहा है चीफ कमिश्नर ऑफ लैंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन आंध्र प्रदेश, उनके प्रोजेक्ट ऑनलाइन रेवेन्यू कोर्ट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, दैट इज़ ORCMS के लिए। यह हमारा गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड है। लेडीज़ एंड जेंटलमैन, जी जया लक्ष्मी, चीफ कमिश्नर ऑफ लैंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एंड स्पेशल चीफ सेक्रेटरी, इज हेयर टू रिसीव द अवार्ड। धन्यवाद सर। अगले अवार्ड की तरफ अग्रसर होते हैं। सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड है डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट ओडिशा के लिए, उनके प्रोजेक्ट एडोलसेंट न्यूट्रिशन। मिसेस स्वयं प्रभा मोहांती, एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी, हमारे बीच में इस समय उपस्थित है। मैम, आपका स्वागत है। थैंक यू सो मच। आई रिक्वेस्ट यू टू काइंडली जॉइन ऑन दिस एंड रिसीव योर अवार्ड फॉर डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट ओडिशा। This is our Silver Scotch Award, ladies and gentlemen. इसी के साथ हम घोषणा कर रहे हैं हमारे अगले सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड की, जो प्रदान किया जा रहा है बेंगलुरु ट्रैफिक पुलिस गवर्नमेंट ऑफ कर्नाटका को, उनके प्रोजेक्ट एक्शनेबल इंटेलिजेंस ऑफ सस्टेनेबल ट्रैफिक मैनेजमेंट, DCP जयप्रकाश बेंगलुरु ट्रैफिक पुलिस, और साथ में वेंकट सुब्बाराव चंदूरू, डायरेक्टर आर्किडिस, हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं। बेंगलुरु ट्रैफिक पुलिस गवर्नमेंट ऑफ कर्नाटका को सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड इस समय प्रदान किया जा रहा है। अगला सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड जिसकी अब हम घोषणा करते हैं प्रदान किया जा रहा है तमिलनाडु पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड को। प्रोजेक्ट है कायोस्क एंड SUP फ्री ब्रिगेड्स। मिस्टर स्वर्ण कुमार M, मेंबर सेक्रेटरी, हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं। निवेदन करेंगे आप मंच पर आएँ, इस अवार्ड को आप प्राप्त करें तमिलनाडु पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के लिए। The project is Kayosk and SUP Free Brigades. Our Silver Scotch Award for Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board. गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड की तरफ एक बार फिर से हम अग्रसर होते हुए यूनाइटेड इंडिया इंश्योरेंस कंपनी लिमिटेड को उनके प्रोजेक्ट न्यू मार्केट पेनिट्रेशन IRCTC के लिए गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान करते हैं। मिस सुनीता गुप्ता, एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर, हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं। उनसे निवेदन करेंगे कि वो मंच पर आएँ और इस अवार्ड को आप प्राप्त करें फॉर यूनाइटेड इंडिया इंश्योरेंस कंपनी लिमिटेड। लेट्स पुट आवर हैंड्स टुगेदर लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन। Such a beautiful portrait of women empowerment. Absolutely stunning ladies here. Thank you so much for joining us today. इसी के साथ हमारा अगला गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान किया जा रहा है बैंक ऑफ इंडिया को उनके प्रोजेक्ट रिटेल एसेट ग्रोथ विद डिजिटाइजेशन। मिस्टर अतुल रामदास सतपुते, जनरल मैनेजर रिटेल एसेट्स, इज हेयर टू रिसीव द अवार्ड। ये हमारा गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड है बैंक ऑफ इंडिया के लिए उनके प्रोजेक्ट रिटेल एसेट ग्रोथ विद डिजिटाइजेशन। इसी के साथ अग्रसर होते हैं हमारे अगले अवार्ड की तरफ। गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान किया जा रहा है इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज़, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड कम्युनिकेशन डिपार्टमेंट, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ तेलंगाना, उनके प्रोजेक्ट एग्रीकल्चर डेटा एक्सचेंज के लिए। हम मिस्टर संजय कुमार, स्पेशल चीफ सेक्रेटरी, इस समय हमारे बीच उपस्थित है नहीं हैं? सर आप आ जाइए। थैंक यू सर। दिव्य सज्जनों, ये हमारा गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड है, बहुप्रतिष्ठित ये अवार्ड इमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज़, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड कम्युनिकेशन डिपार्टमेंट, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ तेलंगाना के लिए इसे प्रदान किया जा रहा है। थैंक यू सर। सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड की तरफ अग्रसर होते हुए हम ट्रांसपोर्ट डिपार्टमेंट, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ सिक्किम को उनके प्रोजेक्ट आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस बेस्ड ट्रैफिक मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम के लिए सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान कर रहे हैं। मैं मिस्टर दुखपाक शेरपा, सेक्रेटरी STA, से निवेदन करूंगी कि वो मंच पर अपनी गरिमामय उपस्थिति दें और इस अवार्ड को आप प्राप्त करें। आई रिक्वेस्ट यू सर टू काइंडली रिसीव दिस अवार्ड फॉर योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन Transport Department, Government of Sikkim, for their project Artificial Intelligence Based Traffic Management System. हमारा अगला सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड देवियों सज्जनों केरला डेवलपमेंट एंड इनोवेशन स्ट्रैटेजिक काउंसिल के लिए है। उनके प्रोजेक्ट यंग इनोवेटर्स प्रोग्राम दैट इज़ YIP के लिए मैं निवेदन करूंगी डॉक्टर उन्नी कृष्णन PV, मेंबर सेक्रेटरी, से कि वो मंच पर आएँ और इस अवार्ड को आप प्राप्त करें केरला डेवलपमेंट एंड इनोवेशन स्ट्रैटेजिक काउंसिल के लिए। आइए हम सब मिलके भी कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस कहते रहें। थैंक यू। अगला सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड देवियों सज्जनों महाराष्ट्र इंडस्ट्री ट्रेड एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट फैसिलिटेशन सेल को दिया जा रहा है। उनके प्रोजेक्ट मैत्री पोर्टल 2.0 के लिए मैं मिस मृणालिनी देवराज, अगर हमारे बीच में है, या शी इज़ हियर, सुपरिटेंडिंग इंडस्ट्रीज ऑफिसर. I request ma'am to kindly be on the stage and receive this award for Maharashtra Industry Trade and Investment Facilitation Cell, that is Maitri. हम एक बार पुनः गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड की घोषणा करते हुए डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर बिहार को उनके प्रोजेक्ट बिहार कृषि के लिए गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान करने जा रहे हैं. मैं मिस्टर पंकज कुमार प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी से निवेदन करूंगी कि वो सर आप आ जाइए. थैंक यू सर फॉर जॉइनिंग अस टुडे. आई रिक्वेस्ट both of you to kindly receive this award. This is our Gold Scotch Award for Department of Agriculture Bihar for their project Bihar Krishi. सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड इस समय प्रदान किया जा रहा है कमिश्नरेट ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर DOA महाराष्ट्र स्टेट को उनके प्रोजेक्ट हॉर्टिकल्चर प्लांटेशन थ्रू MGNREGA में मिस्टर अंकुश माने डायरेक्टर ऑफ हॉर्टिकल्चर अगर हमारे बीच में हैं उनसे निवेदन करूंगी कि वो मंच पर आएँ. मिस्टर अंकुश माने, अगले अवार्ड की तरफ हम अग्रसर हो रहे हैं. हमारा सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान किया जा रहा है कमिश्नरेट ऑफ माफ़ कीजिएगा केरला रूरल वाटर सप्लाई एंड सैनिटेशन एजेंसी को उनके प्रोजेक्ट ग्रे वाटर मैनेजमेंट एंड रीयूज़ के लिए. ये हमारा सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड है. डॉक्टर बीनो फ्रांसिस, एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर, इफ़ यू आर अराउंड अस आई रिक्वेस्ट यू टू काइंडली बी ऑन द स्टेज. अग्रसर होते हैं अगले सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड की ओर. ये प्रदान किया जा रहा है महाराष्ट्र मोटर व्हीकल्स डिपार्टमेंट को उनके प्रोजेक्ट कॉन्टैक्टलेस सर्विसेज एंड सर्विसेज अंडर RTS एक्ट. निवेदन करेंगे मिस्टर कामत शैलेश जॉइंट ट्रांसपोर्ट कमिश्नर से कि आप मंच पर आएँ और इस अवार्ड को आप प्राप्त करें. यह हमारा सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड है महाराष्ट्र मोटर व्हीकल्स डिपार्टमेंट के लिए. हम हमारा सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड इस समय प्रदान करने जा रहे हैं आंध्र प्रदेश स्टेट रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट कॉरपोरेशन को उनके प्रोजेक्ट UTS प्रोजेक्ट डिजिटल टिकटिंग इनसाइड द बस. मिस्टर श्रीनिवास राव Yenikapati, Chief Engineer IT, is here to receive this award. This is our Silver Scotch Award, ladies and gentlemen, for Andhra Pradesh State Road Transport Corporation. हमारा अगला सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी त्रिपुरा को प्रदान किया जा रहा है उनके प्रोजेक्ट बेनिफिशियरी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम के लिए. मिस्टर प्रसन्नजीत, सिस्टम इंजीनियर जॉइंट डायरेक्टर, आई रिक्वेस्ट यू सर टू काइंडली रिसीव योर अवार्ड. मिस्टर प्रसन्नजीत Purukayastha, System Engineer Joint Director, is here to receive this award for Directorate of Information Technology, Tripura, for Beneficiary Management System. अगला सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड हॉर्टिकल्चर एंड फूड प्रोसेसिंग डिपार्टमेंट गुना मध्य प्रदेश को प्रदान किया जा रहा है उनके प्रोजेक्ट गुना सिटी ऑफ रोजेज अ फ्लोरल रेवोल्यूशन वाया poly houses. Mr. Kishore Kumar Kanyal, collector, is here to receive this award. Ladies and gentlemen, our Silver Scotch Award for Horticulture and Food Processing Department, Guna, Madhya Pradesh, for Guna, City of Roses. हमारा अगला सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ हॉर्टिकल्चर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ राजस्थान के लिए उनके प्रोजेक्ट PM कुसुम कंपोनेंट B स्टैंड लोन सोलर पंप सेट. मैं निवेदन करूंगी मिस्टर दानवीर वर्मा जॉइंट डायरेक्टर हॉर्टिकल्चर टू काइंडली बी ऑन द स्टेज एंड रिसीव द अवार्ड. मिस्टर दानवीर वर्मा जॉइंट डायरेक्टर हॉर्टिकल्चर, उनसे निवेदन है आप मंच पर आएँ. डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ हॉर्टिकल्चर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ राजस्थान उनके प्रोजेक्ट PM कुसुम कंपोनेंट B स्टैंड अलोन सोलर पंप सेट के लिए. पुनः अग्रसर होते हैं गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड की ओर। सर्वे सेटलमेंट्स एंड लैंड रिकॉर्ड्स गवर्नमेंट ऑफ आंध्र प्रदेश एपी रिजर्वरी प्रोजेक्ट के लिए ये अवार्ड दिया जा रहा है। मिस्टर रौनकी गोविंदा राव एडिशनल डायरेक्टर इज हियर टू रिसीव दिस अवार्ड। अगर मैं इस समय आपका नाम सही ले रही हूँ सर तो दिस इज आवर गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड, सर्वे सेटलमेंट्स एंड लैंड रिकॉर्ड्स गवर्नमेंट ऑफ आंध्र प्रदेश। हमारा अगला गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड इस समय हम प्रदान करने जा रहे हैं आंध्र प्रदेश इंडस्ट्रियल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट कॉरपोरेशन को उनके प्रोजेक्ट अच्युतमपुरम सेज के लिए। मिस्टर अभिषेकित किशोर एम वाइस चेयरमैन एंड मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर इस समय हमारे बीच में हैं, उनसे निवेदन है मंच पर आएँ। मिस्टर अभिषेक किशोर एम वाइस चेयरमैन एंड मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड इस समय लेते हुए आंध्र प्रदेश इंडस्ट्रियल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट कॉरपोरेशन के लिए। अगला गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड स्कूल एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट राजस्थान को प्रदान किया जा रहा है फॉर शला स्वास्थ्य परीक्षण के लिए। Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us on days. I request you to receive this award, School Education Department, Rajasthan. इसी के साथ सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड की तरफ एक बार फिर से अग्रसर होते हुए इंस्पेक्टर जनरल ऑफ पुलिस जूनागढ़ रेंज को उनके प्रोजेक्ट सावज के लिए हम सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान करते हैं। निवेदन करेंगे मिस्टर नीलेश भीका भाई जडादिया से, इंस्पेक्टर जनरल ऑफ पुलिस, आप मंच पर आएँ। Sir is here to receive this award for Inspector General of Police, Junagadh Range. Thank you, sir. सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड की तरफ अग्रसर होते हुए केरला डेवलपमेंट एंड इनोवेशन स्ट्रैटेजिक काउंसिल को ब्लड बैग ट्रेसेबिलिटी के लिए हम ये अवार्ड प्रदान कर रहे हैं। डॉक्टर उन्नी कृष्णन पीवी मेंबर सेक्रेटरी हमारे बीच में हैं। सर, आपका स्वागत है। रिक्वेस्ट यू टू काइंडली बी ऑन द डेज। दिस इज आवर सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, फॉर केरला डेवलपमेंट एंड इनोवेशन स्ट्रैटेजिक काउंसिल, दैट इज KDISC, for their project blood bag traceability. सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड इस समय प्रदान किया जा रहा है सेमीकंडक्टर फेबलेस एक्सेलरेटर लैब SFAL कर्नाटका को उनके प्रोजेक्ट सेमीकंडक्टर फेबलेस एक्सेलरेटर लैब के लिए। मिस्टर कपिल श्रीधर CEO इज हियर टू रिसीव दिस अवार्ड। सेमीकंडक्टर फेबलेस एक्सेलरेटर लैब SFAL कर्नाटका। सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड इस समय प्रदान किया जा रहा है कमिश्नरेट ऑफ रेवेन्यू कर्नाटका को उनके प्रोजेक्ट बहु सुरक्षा के लिए। मिस्टर पुमाला सुनील कुमार, अगर हमारे बीच Thank you, sir. This is Silver Scotch Award for Commissionerate of Revenue Karnataka. Gold Scotch Award की इस समय मैं घोषणा करती हूँ दिया जा रहा है इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड कम्युनिकेशन डिपार्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ तेलंगाना को उनके प्रोजेक्ट वन नेत्रा के लिए। मिस्टर संजय कुमार स्पेशल चीफ सेक्रेटरी, उनसे निवेदन है कि वो मंच पर आएँ और इस अवार्ड को आप प्राप्त करें। दिव्य सज्जनों, ये हमारा गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड है इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड कम्युनिकेशन डिपार्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ तेलंगाना के लिए उनके बहुचर्चित प्रोजेक्ट वन नेत्रा के लिए। अग्रसर होते हैं एक और सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड की तरफ। दिया जा रहा है फिनेंस डिपार्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ राजस्थान को उनके प्रोजेक्ट इंटीग्रेटेड फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम 3.0 IFMS के लिए ये हमारा सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड है। मिस अमृता शर्मा प्रोजेक्ट डायरेक्टर इस समय हमारे बीच उपस्थित है। निवेदन करेंगे आप मंच पर आएँ और इस अवार्ड को आप फिनेंस डिपार्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ राजस्थान के लिए प्राप्त करें। सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड इस समय प्रदान किया जा रहा है मेट्रोपॉलिटन ट्रांसपोर्ट कॉरपोरेशन चेन्नई लिमिटेड को उनके प्रोजेक्ट वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट थ्रू मोबिलिटी विदियल पायानम, अगर मैं सही बोल रही हूँ तो सर। मिस्टर राघवन CK जॉइंट मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं। सर थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस टुडे। सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड फॉर मेट्रोपॉलिटन ट्रांसपोर्ट कॉरपोरेशन चेन्नई लिमिटेड for their project Women Empowerment through Mobility, Vidyal Payanam. हमारा अगला सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान किया जा रहा है आयुष डिपार्टमेंट मध्य प्रदेश को आयुष मॉनिटरिंग सिस्टम के लिए। निवेदन मिस्टर संजय कुमार मिश्रा एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी आयुष डिपार्टमेंट से कि वो मंच पर आएँ। इस अवार्ड को आप प्राप्त करें अपने डिपार्टमेंट आयुष डिपार्टमेंट मध्य प्रदेश के लिए आपके महत्वाकांक्षी प्रोजेक्ट आयुष मॉनिटरिंग सिस्टम के लिए। आयुष डिपार्टमेंट मध्य प्रदेश सिल्वर स्कॉच अवार्ड फॉर आयुषी मॉनिटरिंग सिस्टम। हमारा गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड इस समय प्रदान किया जा रहा है यूनाइटेड इंडिया इंश्योरेंस कंपनी लिमिटेड को उनके प्रोजेक्ट इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ भारत बिल पेमेंट सिस्टम दैट इज़ BBPS। निवेदन मिस सुनीता गुप्ता एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर से मंच पर आएँ और इस अवार्ड को आप प्राप्त करें। Very beautiful Miss Sunita Gupta is here to receive the award. This is our Gold Scotch Award, ladies and gentlemen, for United India Insurance Company Limited for implementation of Bharat Bill Payment System BBPS. हमारा अगला गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड देवियों सज्जनों दिया जा रहा है महाराष्ट्र स्टेट रूरल लाइवलीहुड मिशन को उनके प्रोजेक्ट घे भररी मलापंख मिलाले, अगर मैं सही बोल रही हूँ तो। दिस इज़ अ TV रियलिटी शो। मिस्टर नीलेश सागर चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑफिसर इज़ हेयर टू रिसीव द अवार्ड। ये हमारा गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड है देवियों सज्जनों महाराष्ट्र स्टेट रूरल लाइवलीहुड मिशन को इस TV रियलिटी शो के लिए प्रदान किया जा रहा है। और इस समय हम गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड की घोषणा करते हुए पंचायत एंड रूरल डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट वेस्ट बंगाल को उनके प्रोजेक्ट प्लास्टिक वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट इन रूरल बंगाल के लिए गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान करते हैं। मिस्टर पाल अरुणवा सीनियर डिप्टी सेक्रेटरी इज हेयर टू रिसीव दिस अवार्ड। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, लेट्स पुट आवर हैंड्स टुगेदर। काइंडली पुट आवर हैंड्स टुगेदर। इट्स एन एक्सरसाइज ऑल्सो। थैंक यू। थैंक यू सर। गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड इस समय प्रदान किया जा रहा है आर्ट पार्क IISC कर्नाटका को। निवेदन है डॉक्टर भास्कर राजा कुमार प्रोग्राम डायरेक्टर हेल्थ। आपसे निवेदन आप मंच पर आएँ, इस अवार्ड को आप प्राप्त करें। गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड है आर्ट पार्क IISC कर्नाटका के लिए उनके महत्वाकांक्षी प्रोजेक्ट प्रिज्म H के लिए। और अब हम डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ डिज़ास्टर मैनेजमेंट रिलीफ एंड रिहैबिलिटेशन को उनके प्रोजेक्ट मिटिगेशन प्रोजेक्ट महाराष्ट्र के लिए गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान करते हैं डॉक्टर सोनिया सेठी, अगर हमारे बीच में है एडिशनल चीफ सेक्रेटरी, उनसे निवेदन करेंगे मंच पर आ जाएं। अगले अवार्ड की तरफ अग्रसर होते हैं। गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड है वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट हरियाणा के लिए उनके प्रोजेक्ट म्हारी लाडो के लिए, और ये हमारा गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड है, मिस मोनिका मलिक, डायरेक्टर जनरल हमारे बीच उपस्थित है। उनसे निवेदन करेंगे कि वो मंच पर आएँ। Ladies and gentlemen, this is wonderful to see women around. For Women and Child Development Department, Haryana, for their project Mhari Lado. ये हमारा गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड है, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन। लास्ट बट डेफिनेटली नॉट द लीस्ट फॉर दिस सेगमेंट, हमारा गोल्ड स्कॉच अवार्ड प्रदान किया जा रहा है डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ हॉर्टिकल्चर आंध्र प्रदेश को। उनके प्रोजेक्ट आंध्र प्रदेश माइक्रो इरिगेशन प्रोजेक्ट अनंत परमु के लिए मिस्टर रघुनाथा रेड्डी बी, प्रोजेक्ट डायरेक्टर हमारे बीच में है इस अवार्ड को रिसीव करने के लिए। Gold Scotch Award for Department of Horticulture, Andhra Pradesh, Ananta Puramu. This is for Andhra Pradesh Micro Irrigation Project, Ananta Puramu. Mr. Raghunatha Reddy B, Project Director, is receiving this award. समीर कोचर सर, हमारे चेयरमैन स्कॉच ग्रुप, उनका हम बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करते हैं, आभार व्यक्त करते हैं। आप सभी का भी हम आभार व्यक्त करते हैं। एक बार पुनः आप सब ज़ोरदार तालियों से सभी को और ख़ुद को भी कंग्रेचुलेट करें। इसी के साथ हमारे 102वें स्कॉच समिट संस्करण से अब हम विराम लेते हैं। आप सभी को नमस्कार। सभी से निवेदन है आप चाय के लिए बाहर की ओर प्रस्थान करें। नमस्कार। I request all of you to kindly proceed for high tea.